Hi everybody. So today I want to talk to you about customary units of capacity. Customary meaning we use it here in the United States, and capacity meaning that it's holding something. We're measuring what can be held by a certain container. So before we begin, make sure you grab a paper, pencil with eraser, and a multiplication grid if you're going to be doing calculations by hand. If not, you have worked more than hard enough this year on multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting, so you are more than welcome to use a calculator. I'm going to be as well. So let's get started. I'm going to write my objective at the top of the page. We are talking about customary units of capacity. Customary units of capacity. And what's funny is that you're going to see that a lot of these things are actually containers that we have around the house. So let's start off with a spoonful. That's my little spoon right there. Don't judge, don't judge. So a spoonful can hold, when you have a spoon, that spoon can hold approximately 1 fluid ounce. That means it can hold an ounce of something that's liquid. Now, if we were to get a bit bigger, we could talk about a cup. A cup literally holds 1 cup, and most cups do. Oops, I put an S there, just one cup. Now, let's talk about a pint. You know that milk carton at lunchtime in the lunch line that you get? Sometimes it's chocolate, sometimes it's white milk, sometimes it's skim milk. That pint that you're drinking from, that's right, that container of milk that you're drinking from is actually 1 pint. It's a little bit bigger than a cup. Next, there's something called a quart. A quart is a little bit bigger. And if you have a small family that drinks milk, or juice maybe, a small thin container is usually what your milk comes in. If you have a large family like mine, then there's probably a way bigger container of milk coming in, and there's probably more than one. This is called a gallon. Other juices, and also sometimes if you use a lot of vegetable oil, it'll come in a huge big bottle like that, a big gallon. Also, laundry detergent can come in a very big bottle like that, a huge gallon. So we have small units of measurement all the way up to large units of measurement. So now that we know what we're measuring capacity by, we're going to talk about how to convert back and forth between different units. So for example, pretend I have an empty quart bottle, and I want to fill it up with cups of water. Maybe I'm going on a long hike and I want to take a lot of water with me. I would need to know how many cups can fit inside of this quart. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an idea of how to convert back and forth between ounces, cups, and pints. So first, let's talk about ounces. We're going to go from small to big here. 8 ounces. So if you have 8 spoonfuls, you would end up with 1 cup. If you have 2 cups, you would end up with 1 pint. So that milk that you drink at lunchtime, that's actually 2 cups of milk. Now, if you were to have 2 pints of that milk, that would fill up a quart. And if you were to have 4 quarts, that's a lot. If you were to have 4 quarts, you would end up with a gallon. Whoa, right? So this is how we can convert back and forth. I want to give you some examples of how and why we might need to go back and forth between things. So let's pretend that I was making, punch. I wanted to make a gallon of punch. So 1 gallon. Let's pretend I wanted to make a gallon of punch. And because I knew that I needed that much for the people that were coming, I want to know how many cups I need in order to fill up my gallon. So let's dissect this a little bit. So I know that inside 1 gallon, there's 4 quarts, right? So I'm going to draw my quarts here. They're a little bit simpler than the quarts I've done before. Okay, so there's my quarts, my 4 quarts. And I know inside every quart is 2 pints. So I'm actually going to put those pints right inside. 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And I know inside of each one of those pints, there's 2 cups. So now I'm going to take my cups and go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And so now I can go back and count the number of cups that I need. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Whoa, 1 gallon is equal to 16 cups. Whoa, pretty crazy, right? How about this? What happens if maybe I wanted a little bit smaller amount of punch. Maybe I wanted 1 quart of punch. And I wanted to know how many ounces I needed in order to make a quart of punch. Let's see here. So I know that 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. So I'm actually going to draw my pints right here. Pint and pint. Okay, now I know that inside my pints, 1 pint, there's 2 cups inside every pint. So I'm going to go ahead and draw those cups right in there. There's my 2 cups. They don't really look like cups, do they? We'll draw handles. There we go. Okay. It's like we're looking down on the cups. Now for every 2, so I know that for every cup that's inside my pint, there's 8 ounces. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put in 8 here. 8, 8, and 8. Oh, that's a lot of 8s. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 8s. 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. There's a faster way, isn't there? If I do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, I could definitely do a shortcut and make this 8 times 4. What is 8 times 4? Shout it out. That's right, it's 32. So I know that 1 quart is equal to 32 cups. Oh, sorry, 32 ounces. That's what I wanted to convert to. There we go. All right, people. So shared in your Google Classroom today, you're going to see a conversion chart that's very similar to this one, and it also has all of the customary units of capacity on there for you to reference as you're answering your questions. Good luck, have fun, work hard, see you later. Bye guys.